Hi everybody, this is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobop1970. This is my review for today. And today's review, ladies and dudes, well my friends, it's that time again for another top 5 list that I haven't done yet. And this brand new top 5 list is going to be about is one of my most favorite roles from a very underrated actor that I do enjoy. Not just Liam Neeson, but another cool actor who does have a pretty cool British accent, but yeah, his voice will always be so darn scary. So which actor I'm talking about? For today's list, I'm going to do my top 5 best roles that came from Alan Rickman. And I will say that Alan Rickman is one of the most coolest actors of all time, and I really do enjoy a couple of his performances here and there for each single movie that he did for some type of supporting role. So anyway, without further ado, ladies and dudes, here are my top 5 best Alan Rickman roles. So let's get started on the list. At number 5, I decided to choose one of the most underrated characters that came from the 2010 version of Alice in Wonderland. And I do feel kind of sorry for this character because he had a pretty darn short role in this movie. And I wish that this character should have had a little bit more of a role for this film. So anyway, for number 5 is that blue caterpillar named Anselm. I hope I got his name right. Anselm from the 2010 version of Alice in Wonderland. I will say for this character, he is pretty darn cool. I think he might be the most wisest character that Alan Rickman have ever played. I will say he has a great personality, great attitude. I think he's a really good helper for Alice, you know, to find out which direction that she needs to go to follow her destiny and all that stuff. But as you may know, the reason why this guy is pretty darn low in my list is because he had a very short role in the movie, and I just wish that Tim Burton should give this cute little caterpillar a bit more of a role in this film. So anyway, to cut this short, I decided to put the blue caterpillar, or Anselm, whichever you want to call it. He deserves to be at number 5. Okay, for number 4 is a name that's way too hard to pronounce, but I really do like this character who came from Michael Collins, and that's one of my favorite films that came from the great and mighty Liam Neeson. So anyway, here's the name of Alan Rickman's character. I will have to call him Dave. Dave from Michael Collins. And I will say about this character, he is frickin' cool. He is one of the best serious characters that came from Michael Collins. I will say he has a great personality, great attitude. He's so darn serious for all this time in the movie, and the reason why he was pretty darn low in my list is this guy is another cool character that Alan Rickman had a really short role in. I only see him here and there in some parts where he joined forces with Liam Neeson. As you may remember, on my top 10 best Liam Neeson films that I do enjoy the best, I just wish that Alan Rickman and Liam Neeson should have had a little bit more screen time together as these two unknown characters who were real life people back in the Irish days. So anyway, I choose this character at the number 4 spot. Okay, for number 3, we'll have to go with Alan Rickman's most funniest character. I'm afraid he's more like a supporting character and not the lead role character. But anyway, I frickin' love this character. So for number 3 is John Kissing from Searching for John Kissing. I will say this is Alan Rickman's most funniest performance. I mean, he was so darn funny in this movie. He's like John Kisses is like Austin Powers and Rodney Dangerfield combined. Every time when some people never give any respect for poor John Kissing, or when John Kissing was being too darn funny in some of the scenes here and there. I will say for Searching for John Kissing, the movie, it was okay. It was an okay movie. It's just that I wish Alan Rickman should have had a bit more of a role in this movie. After all, it is all about searching for John Kissing. But Alan Rickman did a pretty darn good job with this character. He was so darn hilarious. My most favorite part from that movie is when he wants to talk to that guy, who made up that dumb plan of firing him and all that stuff, and he wants to get revenge on that guy for what had happened back in the office. It was so freaking hilarious. I will never forget the part where John Kissing was talking to the wife, and then the wife just slammed him on the door. That was so darn funny. And I'll never forget where she gave John Kissing one pack of ice to put on his head, and John Kissing just threw it away. Oh man, this is one of Alan Rickman's most funniest performances. And to tell you the truth is, this is one of the most uncomfortable things about Alan Rickman's, career is, will he ever be funny in some movies? I really don't want to see him as a comedy relief, but seeing him as John Kissing is the only good performance I do like when Alan Rickman will become really, really funny. So John Kissing deserves to be at the number 3 spot. Okay, for number 2 will be the only performance when Alan Rickman played a really gorgeous, good-looking character from this drama type of movie that's kind of based by a book, but I never read this book. But he's pretty good, but yet another good role where he's just a supporting character and not another lead role character. So anyway, for number 2 is Colonel Brandon from Sense and Sensibility. I will say that Colonel Brandon is such a very good-looking character. He is so darn charming. Even when Alan Rickman is becoming older and still around in his 50s, I really love this guy. He has a great personality, great attitude. He's a very kind, beloved colonel dude who has such a kind heart, and he does fall in love with one of these girls. I think it's the middle one, the one that Kate Winslet played. This guy rocks. And I was so freaking surprised to see Alan Rickman playing a very good-looking character. I think this is one of his best performances when he plays a very good-looking character. I love Colonel Brandon. He is such a very cool character, and I wish he has a bit more of a role in this movie. Not just like parts here and there. I just wish he could be in the whole thing, if you know what I mean. So Colonel Brandon deserves to be at number 2. And finally, the number 1 best Alan Rickman role is, I guess you already know what it is since you saw a couple of my videos here and there. But I really, really do love this character, and this is one of my favorite anti-heroes that Alan Rickman has ever played. So anyway, for number 1 is Professor Snape from the Harry Potter series. I freaking love Professor Snape. And that was the first character that I ever seen that Alan Rickman have ever played for so many years. Professor Snape is truly the man. He has a great storyline. He has a great personality, great attitude. He's a very serious character. He's not really arrogant. He's not a villain at all. He is just an anti-hero, for goodness sakes. And we need to respect a really cool character who is a really cool anti-hero. But he's one of the coolest characters that I do feel sorry for. I do feel so sorry for Professor Snape after when he got killed from the last and final Harry Potter film, where, Lord Voldemort just attacked him around the neck, and, he wants the snake to maybe poison him or something in his own blood, if you know what I mean. But anyway, Professor Snape was such a cool character, and one of the best anti-heroes in movie history. Professor Snape rocks. I wish I could say more, but Professor Snape deserves to be the #1 best Alan Rickman role of all time. Hands down. And to tell you the truth is, I will put an honorable mention for another good Alan Rickman character that I did not put on my list, is Rasputin from the Rasputin Dark Service of Destiny. And I will say that Alan Rickman did do a pretty good job playing some type of monk who wants sexual harassing by women, drinking alcohol, and, going crazy and all that stuff. But, yeah, Rasputin is a pretty good character, but, well, sadly, he does have a few flaws here and there, but those were the only good performance that came from Alan Rickman when he first got his first Golden Globe, if you know what I mean. And also, to tell you the truth is, ladies and dudes, for the very first time, and I'm finally going to say it, if there's any Alan Rickman performance I really want him to do next in his career, I really, really want to see him becoming a main hero for a movie. I want to see Alan Rickman kicking some major butt so badly, and I really, really would like to see him in Taken 3, so he and Liam Neeson can join forces and fight so many bad guys as soon as they can. And I already got a perfect name for Alan Rickman's character. Will be called Benjamin Williams. A guy who lives in London, England, and he is the main British guardian in the city of Big Ben, and he's also a perfect guy to help out Brian Mills to go on to the most important quest of his life, to know what is the rightful path between right and wrong, if you know what I mean. So anyway, that is my list, and it's time to hear yours. I would love to hear your opinions of what are your most favorite Alan Rickman roles of all time. Whichever it is, leave a comment there and let me know. And another good question is, would you like to see Alan Rickman become a main hero for a movie? If you can answer me that, well, just leave a comment there and let me know. And join me next time for my 18th movie review. And I got it right here. So for my next movie review is The Dark Knight Rises. So be prepared for that movie to come, and I will see you all later. Sayonara.